Lesson number one, know your why. Know your why. Why am I going into business? What do I want to accomplish with this? And when I say the why, it could be a social concern why, because maybe you're starting into a nonprofit. It could be a profit why. I want to be a multimillionaire. You just have to know your why because your why drives everything. By the way, if profit alone is your driver, there's a great chance that you will not be as successful as you think because cash alone is not the greatest inspiration to work through all the difficulties of small business. So you have to know your why. So, like for us at Renogize Professional Coaching, we had two primary whys from the very beginning. One of those was that we wanted to glorify God. For us, we were faith driven. My wife and I are faith driven in all that we do. And we wanted to glorify God in all that we do. So much so that we have a motto from day one of this business that God owns the business. He simply lets us run it. But we need to honor him and glorify him in all that we do inside of it. The second aspect was we got into executive coaching and leadership development because we felt a powerful drive to impact others, to impact people, to have an impact not just on how they lead and make a difference at work, but understanding that leadership and understanding your God given gifts to influence other people is a driver in all aspects of your life. It's not just at work. So for us, our why was to glorify God and to impact people. That is still our why today. And it drives everything that we do. So you need to figure out your why. If you are truly a solopreneur, meaning you don't have anybody else with you, you don't have a business partner like my wife and I were going into this together, I would encourage you and challenge you to run your why by trusted people. It may be some best friends, it may be some other former business colleagues. Run the why by, let them hear you tell your story because they're going to be able to listen to you and understand your energy and feel what you're talking about. And they're going to say, this is what I'm hearing you say. This is your why. To be successful in business, you have to know your why and you have to stick to it. Define your why. Point number two, have a 3 to 5 year business plan, a 3 to 5 year business plan, even as you're starting or before you start, before you flip that switch. Why is this so important? Where there are no plans, people will fail. And when I say a 3 to 5 year plan, I mean with details. We created it in an initial 5 year plan that talked about top line revenue. It talked about bottom line revenue. It talked about where we're going to be hiring people. What type of clients were we going to be going after? How are we going to refine our processes? So it was not what I would call intricate because I'm not one of these ultra detailed people, but it was pretty thorough. It was pretty good and consistent in the sense of it was a roadmap of where we wanted to go. Because we had a roadmap, we hit our first 5 year plan in just over 18 months. Yes, you heard that correct. We hit our first 5 year plan in just over 18 months. Now, some of you out there who like to have fun, you're kind of the naysayers. You're saying, man, that must have been like a low mode plan. Like you must have been aiming so low, it was easy to achieve it. Really, we weren't aiming low. I do realize we weren't aiming high enough. It's not that we were aiming low. We were trying to be realistic with it because it was guiding our steps and taking us where we needed to be. But you have to have a strategic written plan, but also understand that that written plan is a living dynamic document, meaning because of life, you're sometimes going to have to change. By the way, after we accomplished that first plan, we created a second plan and we made it more adventurous and we attained it before we hit the 5 year mark on that one and then another one. And we continue to do that and morph through it because it is a guiding principle. So lesson number two, create that 3 to 5 year plan. I can honestly tell you that's one of the primary reasons we've hit 10 years and 7 figures is because of that plan. I want you to do the same thing.
If you liked this video clip and want to watch the full episode, please click the link in the notes below.